Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the best point guards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM here on this tier list. But before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 9,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. I would really appreciate it if you do subscribe if you haven't already to help me push towards that mark. Now, I'm recording this video super early Friday morning because I'm going out of town this afternoon to go to Austin. So I'm pre-recording videos for y'all for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Y'all are going to see this point guards tier list on Saturday, then shooting guards on Sunday, and small forwards on Monday. But if any content comes out over the weekend or anything like that for Christmas, it won't be included in these videos. And also, I haven't used these Tis the Season cards like Diamond SGA and Luka as of yet because I'm recording this before the cards actually come out. So I'm just going to have to judge them based off of what their animations are looking like, what their stats and badges look like without actually using the cards. Just the way it's got to be so that I can get y'all content with up-to-date cards over the weekend while I'm gone. But yeah, without further ado, let's hop right into it. Let's start off with Alex Caruso. I think Caruso is a very solid PG option. I think he probably goes B tier at this point. I think we've gotten enough PGs to where he's not a top tier PG, but he is a very good defensive PG. That's the best part about the card. Gold anchor on a PG is super valuable. He's at 6'4" with a good player ability. He's a good dunker, good shooter, good slasher. Overall, just a very, very solid card at the point guard position. He's got a good release, MJ dribble style. He's just a very, very solid card, and I think B tier is fair for him. B tier is also fair for Cade Cunningham, in my opinion. I may wind up moving one of these two of these cards up potentially, but for now I am just going to leave them in the B tier. Cade at 6'6" has elite size, but he doesn't have amazing stats and badges at this point compared to the other tall PGs. Also missing some defensive badges, only bronze clamps. Not an amazing release. Doesn't move incredibly well. He's solid, but he's not next level at this point. Cade was really, really good for his time though, but I do think B tier is still fair. Now, Chris Paul's an easy D tier. When you have a guy who's super short and can't dunk the ball, that's a massive flaw, and CP3 has both of those flaws, so that's a super easy D tier for me. Another easy D tier is Damian Lillard. Same thing. He can dunk the ball, but he's also short, and he doesn't have a good dribble style, so he doesn't move well, and he's a horrible defender. So poor movement, does not play defense, and he's short. Those three things are all pretty significant flaws and hold him back pretty far, making him a D tier guy. I think Derrick Rose is C tier. A good slasher, decent shooter, acceptable-ish defender, but very undersized. Again, that lack of size comboing with being a mediocre defender. Release gets load ups a lot. He's pretty mid, to be completely honest, and I think C tier is probably fair for him as well. Now, Wade, I'm also going to go C tier. I like Wade. I think he's good. The Diamond Wade would also go C tier for me personally. They're basically the same card. Release is pretty slow on the card, though. That's the main issue, and no dunk animations that are good at dunks either hurt the card a bit, but I still think Wade isn't bad. I mean, every point guard on this list besides the D tier guys, to be completely honest, are still good cards, and I think Wade is going to be higher up in C tier, but I don't think I can put him higher than C tier right now. Gary Payton is kind of a guy that I'm a little bit unsure about. I think B tier is fair because he is 6'4", he's an elite defender, he's got gold limitless and Hoff limitless, or Hoff agent threes, normal fade, but he is a little bit limited because he doesn't move very well and he's not a great slasher. So he's got a couple issues, but because of his decent size, his amazing defense, and the fact he's got really good shooting badges, I still think he's solid, and B tier is probably fair. For a base card, Arenas doesn't move that great. He's got very good badges, but he does, and his release is kind of mediocre, but he doesn't have incredible size. He's a very solid but not next level slasher. He doesn't do anything on the court at a super high level, but he is a pretty solid card with a lot of great hoffs. So I think C tier is still fair. I'm going to put Harden in D tier because he doesn't play any defense and he doesn't move well. I know he's 6'5" at PG, which is nice, but he doesn't move well at all, and he doesn't play very good defense. All he really does is shoot the ball, and while he's got a very good release, you got to do more than that at the PG position at this point in the year to be high up on this list. Jaw's going to go C tier next to Wade and Rose. Really amazing slasher, one of the best slashers in the game, but again, at this point, he's a little undersized, not a great defender, missing a lot of key badges, and that does hurt Jaw for sure. We're going to put John Wall up in the B tier, and actually, I might put John Wall in A tier. I think he's one of the best couple short point guards in the game. For now, I am still going to leave him in the B tier because we're coming up on all the really good point guards, but I think it's fair to put him borderline A or B. One of the best small PGs in the game, really good release, amazing slasher, solid defender. He is 6'4", so he's got pretty good size and he's got a very good player build, but I still don't know if he's B tier, A tier or B tier at this point. I think B tier is probably fair, or A tier I should say, is probably fair for John Wall, so we'll slide him up. LaMelo's going to go S tier for me. Amazing offensive PG, solid SIGs. Badges leave a little bit to be desired, but he's got an amazing release. He moves pretty well, and he's got really good size at 6'7", so his height is very valuable and his release is amazing. He moves decently decently well as well. Not an incredible defender badge-wise, but at 6'7", he's got really good size at PG still, so I think he's still S tier. Another S tier PG for me is going to be Lonzo. Amazing defensive card. Offensively, he's not incredible. He doesn't move insanely well. His release is pretty mediocre, but again, he's 6'6", really good defender, very solid slasher, and capable offensively, so I think S tier is fair. I'm going to put Luka in A tier. Now, Luka is a new card, obviously. It came out today in the tis of the season. I haven't used him, but he has Hoff Limitless. He's got amazing shooting badges. Playmaking badges are also pretty darn solid. Defensive badges aren't horrible either. He's got Bronze Anchor. He's got Rebound Chaser, can be upgraded, Box Up Beast, Silver Brick Wall. So he's got a few pretty good badges on him. Silver Clamp, Silver Challenger, Gold, Bronze Glove, and Interceptor. So he's got a few defensive badges, at least on some tier, which is nice. And that'll help him out being 6'7" already. He's going to be a decent slasher, but not incredible. No limitless takeoff or posterizer. Stats aren't amazing, and his release is pretty mediocre. His movement is also pretty mediocre. But he is 6'7" with amazing shooting badges, very solid playmaking badges, and capable defensive ability as well. So I still think because of his size and his badges, he's going to be an A tier point guard. I just struggle to see him being S tier. I think Magic and Penny are both S tiers as well. In my opinion, they're the two best PGs in the game right now. They both have elite size, really, really good defensive cards, capable offensive players. Their size is super valuable for matching ability, and both of them have decent releases as well. So they're both S tier to me pretty easily. Pete Maravich, I'm actually going to put in D tier. He moves okay, but he's not a particularly good defender. He's not a good slasher at all. He's got like a 50 driving dunk. So I think D tier is probably, no, he's not. He's C tier. I'm going to be honest. I'm moving him up a little bit. I think he's better than the guys in D tier. We got a couple other guys that are going to go below him. So I think C tier is fair for Pistol Pete. D tier for Rafer Alston for sure, though. Doesn't move well. Not a great slasher. Not a good defender. Undersized. Not a card that I am a fan of. Rex Chapman is an easy A tier, though. I think he's the best 6'4" and under PG in the game right now. He's got really, really good size. He's got an amazing release, amazing slasher. He's got a ton of really good Hoff badges like Hoff Limitless Takeoff, Posterizer, and Limitless Range, as y'all can see. He's a capable enough defender with an 82 interior as well. I think Rex Chapman's a really good card, and I think he's A tier. I'm going to put Russell Westbrook in B tier just because I think he's the best of the trophy case players that are left at the point guard position. I think he's a really, really amazing slasher. He's got a decent release. He has a really good player build as well. Just not great interior defensive stats. Still a little undersized at only 6'3", but I do think he's an amazing card. This might be an interesting take, but I'm putting SGA in S tier. I think this SGA, admittedly, I haven't used him yet, but looking at his stats and badges, as well as the fact that I know what his release is like, I think you could make an argument that he might wind up being the best point guard in the game. And y'all are going to say, that's crazy. He's only a 94 overall. He's only 6'6", but he's got good speed, Hoff bully, 85 shot 3, 80 driving dunk, 90 perimeter. I know his interior and block are kind of mediocre, no limitless range, but shooting badges are pretty darn solid. Hoff clamp breaker, Hoff quick first step, solid all-around playmaking badges. Besides that, a ton of good gold defensive badges. And then the animations are really what takes me to that next level. He's got an elite release. SGA release on quick is right up there with LaMelo's release as the two best releases for any of the tall PGs. He moves well on the offensive end of the court. He's going to be really, really good as a slasher, as a defender, because of his size, as a shooter. He's going to be the most versatile and quality all-around point guard of the tall PGs in terms of being able to do everything on the court at a high level. I'm not sure he's going to be elite enough on the defensive end or as a masher compared to guys like Magic, but we'll see. SGA, I still think, though, is a S tier point guard for sure. I'm going to put... Damn, we're going to have a lot of D tiers because I think Steph is D tier and I think obviously Trey is D tier. Trey is like one of, if not the worst cards in this list. I cannot stand this Trey Young card. It's legitimately disrespectful that they made him one of the, that they made him a level 40 reward because he is absolutely horrendous. But Steph, on the other hand, can dunk the ball a little bit, but still is a very mediocre defender, super undersized, very mediocre player build, great shooter, decent playmaker, but his dribble style isn't that good. So I think he's D tier as well. And then we're going to throw Stephon Marbury in the B tier to finish off the video. Marbury glitch defensively, really, really good offensive card as well with a very capable release. Great slasher. He's like a better Derrick Rose, and I think B tier is fair for him. So I know this list is a little bit lopsided, more cards toward the bottom than at the top, only 3 A tier guys, but I do still think this is honestly about as fair of a list as I could make right now for the point guard position in my team. And this is my opinion on what the top PGs in my team look like on this tier list. Now, this tier list is a little bit limited. I didn't include a ridiculous amount of cards, only 24 or so. So if there are any point guards you want to know my opinion on that aren't on this list, leave a comment and let me know. And just let me know what you think about the list in general in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.